In Sun Chronicle website, I have seen that you have a conference on this Tuesday at Foxborough.
Yes.
And so basically, what are your current projects? Are you thinking of writing a new book?
I am thinking of that. I'm so busy with teaching that it's really hard to contemplate starting a new book, but the conference is it's really a speaking engagement. I speak about Massachusetts troublemakers at different places. I make a PowerPoint up and talk about the book, and I'm speaking to the Foxborough Historical Society. But I'm always thinking of what might be a good book, and what is doing a book is a huge commitment. As you know, the amount of research for Massachusetts troublemakers was incredible, and I enjoyed it. But I couldn't imagine, because I didn't make very much money with the book. I don't think anybody does unless you have a bestseller. But if I broke it down per hour, I wouldn't have made. I couldn't look at it as work like that. So it has to be something I enjoyed. And Massachusetts troublemakers, I enjoyed researching immensely, and so I'm thinking of a couple different ones. Just last night I was thinking what a great book, the story of General George Crook, who was the like the nation's top Indian fighter. But at the end of his life, he realized that he had really kind of been on the wrong side of it. And I learned that through the Standing Bear research. And he actually protested the way Geronimo, the scouts that helped him capture Geronimo were treated. So I think it'd be a fantastic book, but I haven't really taken any steps to start that. I was, and a lot of times I think like that would be a good book, and maybe People Like Him would be a good book. Because one thing I like about Troublemakers is that it was all varied. There was there's 20 different profiles, so it wasn't just like researching one person. Because any one of those people, any one of the 20 people profiled in Troublemakers could be their own book. And matter of fact, almost all of them were their own books. They were their own books. Every single one of them has had several books written about them. And I tend to approach things like a journalist, in that in Massachusetts Troublemakers, instead of using a lot of footnotes and things, I almost always just quoted other books right in the text. So I find that when you asked me before about my style of writing, I'm a journalist. That's what I was for 30 years, and I don't do academic type of books with a lot of footnotes and things. What I do is I take the piece that I'm quoting, and I would say, like, I would quote it exactly, and I'd say according to so and so in the book, whatever the title of the book was. That's just how I work.
Let me quickly check this again, because... Okay. Got this. My next question would be, in your books, if you had a chance to change something in your books, I mean, what would you change in your books? Something that you are not happy?
I definitely take all the mistakes out. Every once in a while I've found at least 2 mistakes in Massachusetts Troublemakers, which, once I finish writing the book, they have editors that look at it, and several editors and fact checkers, but there was a couple small details. One is, I'll give you an example. Isaiah Thomas, who was from Worcester, the famous printer during the Revolution, intercepted the Declaration of Independence going from Philadelphia to Boston, and read it, I think, on Worcester City Hall steps or church steps to Worcester. So the Declaration of Independence was read for the first time in Massachusetts in Worcester. So I quoted his own book about that, about what date that was on. I think I put July 24th. And later on I saw a column by Al Southwick, and he said the date was like July 14th. So I went back and I looked at my source, which I had read his book, Isaiah Thomas's book, on Google Books online. And I found the same page, and I noticed that it was from the American Antiquarian Society, I believe, and somebody had circled the date in the text and put in the margin the right date. So he had got he or his, I think his grandson did a later version of it, had got the date wrong, and somebody corrected it. But I didn't see the correction before my book came out. And I also read somewhere that there was a Successes Counted Sweetest by Emily Dickinson, was the only poem that she wrote, had published in her lifetime. And I put that in the book, in the chapter about Helen Hunt Jackson, and that turned out to be not true, and I don't know why. I don't know why somebody put that in. She published only a couple poems, but there was more than that one. So I wish I could take those back.
Yeah.